show? Okay. I've been getting money since the 80s. Hold on. Go ahead, man. Stop playing, man. They gave you a show money for real. Yeah, man. It's official. Oh, why? You want me to do what? I'm gonna let Goon study though. Yeah, what's good, CEO? What's up, man? That's what's good. Pass the word that he got the show, man. Oh, you lying, man. What? You mean to tell me that you don't got a show? And nothing on me to be on the show? You gonna pass the what? Man, that's gonna be some more money. Alright, I'll do it. I'll pass the word, man. Just give me that loop. I know my show will make you feel some type of way. Check out my show, man. Don't tell Master I'm gonna be on the show. You know the K.Kinte show. Don't tell Master I'm gonna be on it. Let's go, Master.
Yes, welcome to the K.Kinte show. I'm your host, Kunta Kinte, the conscious comedian. And I'm back again, man, because it's Black History Month. So I got another special show for y'all tonight, man. I got the buffoonery, I got all the stuff that y'all like. You know what I'm saying? I got that for next week and the week after that. But tonight, I got something a little bit special right now, man, because it's dealing with, Kinte. I have footage, information. I've been doing my research, you know what I'm saying, about the Kunta Kinte, the name, even from when I was young, man. I was named Kinte. And I just want to tell y'all the little story, of what, my family, told me, what I'm saying, how they gave me the name Kinte, because evidently they must looking at roots because it must have affected them some type of way. So, I was born in Richmond Memorial Hospital, born in Hillside Project, shout out to Hillside, over Southside, Richmond, Virginia. I was born, that's where I'm from. From my understanding, my mama, my aunts, thanking my father. But this is what my mama, my aunt basically was telling me that, they went outside, after I came from the hospital, they held me up in the air and said, Kinte, Kunta Kinte. So, I'm like, well, dag, okay, Roots must have really affected them for them to do that, because Roots aired in 1977. I was born 1979. So, this show right now, this show gonna be real powerful, man. I got my brother in the building once again, Haki Kwali Shakur. He in the building with me. You know what I'm saying? He got some information. He been doing research. We both been doing research on this for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Because I had got a chance to meet the 9th generation descendant of Alex Haley, which is Michael Baker. And I got a chance to meet the 10th descendant generation of the real Kunta Kinte, which his name is Lamin JATA. So, tune in, man, check it out. This is some Black history for y'all, man. I'm bringing some exclusive research to Richmond. I'm bringing this right now, because I'm breaking the whole Kunta Kinte situation down, the whole Alex Haley situation down. We gonna be breaking this whole thing down. So check out this video I call right now. Y'all know how I like to put videos together for y'all and different things. I call it like little Roots Wake Up. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't take it anymore.
You still sleep in 2016 and ain't cool to be stupid no more. Fuck the club, fuck the clothes, fuck your shoes, fuck spending your money on bullshit, fuck the TV, fuck the radio, fuck the news. If you ain't down with this movement, fuck out my face.
God has never opened the sky and verified one religion over the other. Not one of them. Religion is given to a man by another man. Just like these goddamn Jehovah's Witnesses and all these, they come up and put that shit in your hand.
And he said that as the system of racism and white supremacy moves on, the system is going to have black men wearing dresses. Now, to hear that in the 70s, people said, oh, this is way out.
It's not about wearing a Malcolm X t-shirt or wearing a Malcolm X hat. It's about being yourself. You know what I mean? Being an African ain't something that you get up in the morning and put it on. It's something that you are. It's something that you are. You know what I mean? It's a mind state. Being that mind.
If you ain't down for the Africans here in the United States, period, point blank, if you ain't down for the ones that suffered in South Africa from apartheid and shit, damn it, you need to step your punk ass to the side and let us brothers and us Africans step in.
Well, the greatest thing on the planet is the knowledge of self. Everything that you read in these books that you admire about the gods in the heaven and the gods in the universe, you must understand that that is nobody but you at this particular time. From now on, y'all need to get out all that conspiracy shit. They don't have no power. But the problem here is that you all are mistaking that for knowledge. What the government gonna do? Fuck the government. This is what the gods are doing. We are gods now. The shit done shifted. We done gone to a whole nother level.
If you're not dark inside and you come to this world, it'll turn you dark. You know what I'm saying? And so if you really have sunshine in you, it's not good to play in the dark. It's just going to extinguish your fire.
One man going to stay in one spot forever. That's a sucker. I'm a hustler. I'm going to come up. So I took what little bit he gave me and doubled up and doubled up and doubled up, and I've been doubling since. And I'm going to keep on doubling till these niggas kill me, and that's that.
See no changes, all I see is racist faces. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to racists. I wonder what it takes to make this one better place. See waste to waste it. Take the evil out the people, they'll be acting right. Cause both black and white and smoke a crack tonight. And the only time
being a black man in America isn't easy. The hunt is on. And you're the prey.
Yes, welcome back to the K.Kinte show, man. Now I'm here with my brother Haki Kweli Shakur, man. And what you thought about that new trailer, man, as far as to the new Roots coming out, you know?
I thought the trailer was very powerful. You know, it's a more updated version of the Kunta Kinte story, and you know, I'm interested in seeing it, you know, and learning much more about the Kinte clan history. And I just can't wait till it come out in May, man.
You know, and one thing I noticed though about this one, you know, even in the beginning, as far as with this slavery we be talking about and different things, how it showed how the brother helped put us in slavery though. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you peep that part in the beginning?
Yeah, I peeped
like
that
how
part.
the brother, I don't know if y'all peeped that in the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, how the brother helped Massa, you know what I'm saying, put us in slavery. What you got to say about that part right there?
I think that's the most important part that's going to be in the series of the movie, because in the original Kunta Kinte series, they didn't show that aspect of the slavery. And that's going to be something new for our people to learn about our history, for our slavery, and people of our same skin color and the people of our same origin who helped facilitate our slavery. And you know, we gotta, you know, get educated on that aspect, because if you get educated on that aspect, you can, you know, recognize a lot of stuff that's going on between black people right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that's a very, very important part. And you know, while you're speaking on that part about the brothers that was helping enslave our people, we gotta get it understand that these people were different types of people. You see what I'm saying? Like, you had one segment of the Mandinkas that were Moors. You had one segment of the Mandinkas that was indigenous Africans. True. And the difference between indigenous Africans and the Moorish Africans is religion. Like the Moorish segment of the Mandinkas, they were, you know, influenced by Arabs and the Arab culture, Islam. So
because the Arabs was the one that enslaved us, far as enslaved our people too, isn't it?
Yeah, the Arab slave trade was the first slave trade. See, a lot of people don't know about the Arab slave trade. They think it's just the European slave trade. But the Arab slave trade was the one that sparked off slavery, period. That's when the Arabs invaded North Africa and started enslaving our ancestors. But at the same time, they started indoctrinating most of our people in Africa and converting them to Islam and converting them to Arab culture. And once they was, indoctrinated into the Arab culture, they became Moors, Berbers, and that sort. And these cats no longer seen the indigenous African as their own people, even though we had the same skin color. You see what I'm saying? So the European figured that out, and he used that to his advantage. You see what I'm saying? And he recruited these cats onto his team. So that would split the Mandinka tribe in half. And what Kunta Kinte fell victim of was people of his same tribe, but not the same people. You know what I'm saying?
Now speaking of, the roots, and that was the new roots, what I'm saying, preview we seen for the series. Let's talk about this old roots thing, because I want to talk about the situation as far as with the Alex Haley and the, did he plagiarize, and actually, the guy, from my understanding, Harold Cortlander was the guy that, took him to court and actually sued and won, far as with that. But I just want to talk about far as a lot of people, say how Alex Haley, he copied the Roots story, he stole the Roots story and different things. And I'm like, well, how did he really steal the Roots story? Because people didn't do their background on Harold Cortlander.
Exactly.
People got to do their research on this guy. Exactly. Because this guy stole all our books. Exactly. All our whole story. What was some of the books he stole? This guy.
Harold Cortlander, man, and many Europeans of his kind plagiarized the whole African history and story, period. Some of the books that he plagiarized was the African. The so-called book that they said, Alex Haley stole his storyline from was the African. But, like we was talking about earlier, I like to say, where did Harold Cortlander get the African story from? You see what I'm saying? So he had to take that story from one of our ancestors. He also had books on, the Yoruba gods, African novels of folklore stories. Where did he get all these stories from? See, a lot of our people are not educated on our history. So when they hear one side of the story, they don't know about the other side of the story. Europeans been plagiarizing our whole existence and exploiting our existence since the foundation of America.
I said like 20 years from now, that's when they'll say they invented hip hop.
Exactly.
That's the same thing as plagiarized.
Exactly, it's plagiarized.
So come on,
So like I don't like to say Alex Haley plagiarized it. Even though he did take things from the African book of Harold Cortlander, but at the same time, I feel like Alex Haley was taking back what's already ours. That's our storyline. We have 1,000 Kunta Kinte stories.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Alex Haley was the one that made everybody, especially if you African American, want to trace your roots.
Exactly.
So, you still got to give props to that guy. R.I.P. to Alex Haley for, even putting it out there.
He started like something, that, he started something that was very powerful for the, black family, African family to retrace your roots. So don't get caught up in the plagiarizing, rumors. Well, it's really not no rumor no more, but the plagiarized court thing that he went through with this European cat, Harold Cortlander. Focus on the positive. The positive was he created a platform, a book, a TV series for you to go trace your roots and go find out who you are as a people.
Because a lot of people always say, well, that Kunta Kinte, he wasn't real, and this and that, he was a fictional character. And it's like, I be wondering sometimes about our people, because when we find out some things, we automatically just turn them off. We don't do our research. And I feel like a lot of our people, we didn't research this whole situation as far as with Alex Haley.
Exactly.
And speaking of Alex Haley, man, I got a chance to meet the 9th generation grandson of Alex Haley, Michael Baker. He had reached out to me, said he liked what I'm doing. He said he liked that I got the name Kunta Kinte, the conscious comedian. He liked how I'm paying homage, as far as to his bloodline and everything. So let's check out this little clip I just got with, Michael Baker, when he came in town. Check this out.
This is to my brother Kinte, and I want to reiterate once again that it's an honor. It's an honor for me to be here. It's an honor for Kinte to carry the name that he has, because his mother had blessed him with the universe by raising him up. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying, Kinte represents struggle. Kinte represents movement. Kinte represents growth. And that's what it's about. That's what life is about. You know what I'm saying? That's where we learn our wisdom, by going through the struggle. Through struggle comes growth. You know what I mean? And when we grow, that's how we affect the world. That's why we got to where we are today. You know what I mean? Through our ancestors, through our ancestry. So it's only right that we continue to carry on that legacy for all of our people, for all of our brothers and sisters.
Right. But I'm still.
Yes, man, we back on the K.Kinte show. Man, it was a pleasure to meet, you know what I'm saying, Alex Haley, now generation grandson Michael Baker, man. I mean, it was just an experience, just to talk with the brother, he was telling me some of his experience growing up and different things. And what you think about that, brother Shakur? Because you got a chance to meet him too.
Yeah. Michael Baker, man. It was a pleasure to meet Michael Baker. You know, somebody that's a part of the Kinte and Alex Haley lineage. You know what I'm saying? It was cool to, you know, shake his hand and, you know, just to get some positive energy from him, and, you know, just to see how he, you know, appreciated you taking on the name Kunta Kinte and keeping his family lineage going. I mean, it was an honor to meet him, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been wanting to meet somebody from his family lineage for a while now. And, you know, that's just more evidence to prove that the Kunta Kinte story was real, to actually meet the grandson.
I mean, and speaking of evidence, we got another video for y'all, because we got some more evidence that, you know, because a lot of people don't think that the Kunta Kinte, the family, the stuff wasn't real. Check out this video, ladies and gentlemen. We got some more evidence for y'all as far as with the Kunta Kinte family and different things. Check out this.
In this beautiful morning in Hennings, Tennessee, in the Bethlehem Cemetery, the final resting place of the descendants of Kunta Kinte, descendants of that great man that came from Africa in 1700, captured, brought to United States as a slave, lived in Virginia, and many of his descendants came to live here in Hennings, Tennessee. And here are the resting place of many of his descendants: Bertha Haley, the sisters Lizzie and Cynthia, William Palmer, George Palmer, Arena Murray, the great character Chicken George, great character of that movie, of that novel called Roots, who was written by Alex Haley back in the mid-70s. And being able to walk through this land, being able to breathe the same air that once in history they were able to walk, and once in history they were able to breathe. It's just great. The family made a recognition, put in this sign: here they lie, from Chicken George, grandson of the African Kunta Kinte, and on down the line to Kunta Kinte's great-great-great-granddaughter, our mother Bertha. Bertha is not only the mother of them, Bertha is our mother too, mother of consciousness, mother of the goodwill of human beings, these people with a great soul, who were slaves, who were sons of slaves. Abraham Lincoln said, if slavery is not wrong, then nothing is wrong. So with that consciousness, we move on, we move forward, never forgetting these souls, never forgetting these people and many others that are buried, that had suffered the bondage of human beings being trapped by the selfishness, the greed, the evil of other human beings. Recognition and gratitude at the same time, and never forgetting that they were here, and we honor them yesterday, today, and forever. Thank you very much.
Yes, we back on the K.Kinte show, man. You know what I'm saying? See, some evidence I wanted to show y'all. Did y'all hear the key thing that he was saying was Virginia. Virginia. Now let's speak on that, man, because we from Richmond, Virginia. I always say, you know, first slave state. Let's speak on this as far as with the Kunta Kinte connection to Virginia.
Yeah, a lot of our people don't even realize the rich history of Virginia and, you know, as far as the origin of our ancestors here in Virginia. Let's just get this clear right now. The domestic slave trade started here in Virginia, in Richmond, in Shockoe Bottom, and all other parts of Virginia. Now, as far as the Kunta Kinte clan, their connection to Virginia slavery is Spotsylvania County, Virginia. This is where a whole bunch of his family lineage, which they come from the Mandinka tribes. See, the Mandinka tribes, the Igbo and the Yorubas and the Angolian tribes were the main tribes that were stolen from West Africa and brought to Virginia. So the Mandinkas and the Kinte tribes were brought to Maryland and then brought to Virginia, which is Spotsylvania County, where Kunta Kinte, his remains lie now on the Waller plantation. If you get time to research the Waller plantation, this is when they changed Kunta Kinte name to Toby Waller. He took on his slave master name. And a lot of our people just don't know how much rich history that they can learn from here in Virginia.
Especially Virginia. This is the Mecca. I always say this is the Mecca for history as far as what happened with the slave trade, everything here, especially where we live at, Shockoe Bottom. I mean, you know.
Yes, Shockoe Bottom, which is in turmoil right now. We're trying to save Shockoe Bottom now, and we're trying to get a memorial park built for our ancestors down there. As you know, they was trying to build that baseball stadium and all that tough stuff down there, but we need to take control of that land. We need to take control of all of our ancient, you know, ancestral history. Take it back, control it, and memorialize our ancestors in Shockoe Bottom, because this is where the domestic slave trade started. Richmond, Virginia, period.
Definitely. Now that, you know, I met, you know, Alex Haley, 9th generation, grandson of Alex Haley. Now remind y'all met, this is who reached out to me. Alex Haley, grandson, reached out to me. Then, you know what I'm saying, I got a call last week from Kunta Kinte, the descendant, the 10th generation descendant of the real Kunta Kinte. You know what I'm saying, brother Lamin JATA. Now, you know what I'm saying, I got some footage that I want y'all to check out. I also got a live phone conversation with him that I'm gonna play a little later in the show. But I just want y'all to get familiar with the brother Lamin JATA, man, and check this video on how he feel about his family as far as the Kunta Kinte name and different things. Check this video out, brother Lamin JATA.
Thank you, Chris. Sure. It's a pleasure to be here. I am so much happy. I am so happy to be here in Annapolis. As Chris said, this is a continuation of Kunta Kinte and the legacy of Alex Haley Binta Kinte. The descendants of Kunta Kinte are still alive. So we're here today. I thank everybody for coming, and I will tell you who I am. My name is Lamin JATA, and I will tell you the story I heard from since I was very little. Many years ago, my grandmother explained the story of Kunta Kinte to me. The same woman explained it to Alex Haley when they first met in 1967 in the Gambia. So I'll go to this story. Kunta Kinte's story is a story been said in the family for generations. It's been narrated to us through the local tradition, oral history. That's how we know the story. So they go by from generation to another generation. So we came from Mali originally. Kunta Kinte family, we are from Mali. So Kunta Kinte's father is Amaro Kinte. Amaro Kinte moved to Mauritania where he studied the Quran. He became a spiritual person. So Kunta Kinte, the holy man from Mauritania, gave him a name of that he's gonna have a son one day. And then the son, they will never have to stay too much together. So Kunta Kinte, from there, the father moved, Amaro Kinte moved from Mauritania to Gambia, where he married Kunta Kinte's mother, Binta Keba. They have a son called Kunta, because the reason why it's Kunta is a request from the holy man, and it's a special name. Normally in Mandingo tribes, The first child is called Lamin. That's how I got my name from Kunta Kinte's brother. So Kunta's name was a holy name and a special name. So from there, Kunta was a young boy growing up in the village of Jufre as a normal child, as my grandmother told me. So the story that we are looking at Kunta, one day he was sent to a bush school. And this bush school is like many African kids, they send them to a circumcision field, okay, where they circumcise them manually. Many people see the movie, they call it they call it warrior, the African warrior. The reason why Kunta Kinte have the warrior, that he was the only child who was able to laugh during that painful time, because they circumcised them manually with no painkiller. So he's the only person who was laughing through that process. So Kunta was crowned as a Mandinka warrior on that night. So from there, so Kunta Kinte was growing up as a different special child. Was very different with any other person in the village. So after he come out, one day he promised his brother that he's gonna make him something, but the brother don't know what he's gonna make him. So the brother always keep asking him, which is the Lamin, the little brother, said, what are you gonna make for me? He said, I'm gonna make you something. So he keep asking him. So one day he just get up with the friends, where he went to get him a drum, the wooden drum. That was the last time Kunta has been seen. He never returned back. Kunta was so kind to everybody, so it became a tragedy to the village. Entire community come together to look for Kunta Kinte, but they never found Kunta. They never know where he was. But the holy man told Kunta's father that this child is going to be well known, and this child going to have a little time with you to spend, you will spend with him. But his legacy will never die. He will be always remembered for the rest of the world. So through there, Kunta Kinte father take this word that from that day, his story has to be continued, to be told to the next generation. So that next generation is us. From generation, went back to my grandmother. She gave all her life explaining this story. So one day when he was telling me this story, it was so sad for me. Since I was that little, I couldn't understand what she was telling me until I went so far, around age 10, that's when I remember. And I understand how painful and how sad. I try to imagine every word, any saddest or any painful words, to think why your fellow human beings will treat another fellow human beings like that. So that's when I came back and I asked this question, who is this Kunta Kinte? And then she said, you are from that descendant bloodline. I feel deeply emotion. Up to today, that emotion will never get out of my life. So I give myself that commitment that what she do, I'll pass by the same thing. I was engaged with the family. I like my history. I love my roots. As much as I can, to connect everybody together. So that's why my grandmother, the last word from me and her was 2003. She died in 2004. So she said, you came here today and you saw me, but next time you come back, you will not see me. I'll be gone. But I'm going to tell you one thing. If I'm gone, and if the story of Kunta Kinte die, it's going to be because of you. So I thought it was a joke, because every time she was talking, so I thought it was a joke. I never take it serious. So I was sitting down and I felt more emotion start coming to me. A lot of things were coming to me because I never take it serious. So I don't want to, I'm still a family member, but I don't want to take any leadership position. So I called my mom. I was seeing some weird dreams. And I said to my mom, why am I seeing these dreams? I'm seeing ancestors. Am I going to die or what? She said, no. You have been chosen, and you have to accept it. If you don't accept, you will never get your life back. So the day I accept that I'm going to do what she told me to do, that's the day I set up the Kunta Kinte Family Foundation to keep his legacy And the many people who have been taken from Africa, many Americans sitting here, blacks, to connect them with their African descendants. So Kunta Kinte Family Foundation, that's how it comes through.
Yes, we back on the K.Kinte show, man. That was a deep video, man. You know, see, now, this is what I'm saying, like paying homage, right? You know, like I go by the name Kunta Kinte, the conscious comedian, and my name is Kinte. But, you know, I reached out to the family of both sides, Alex Helen and the real Kunta Kinte, reached out to me and liked what I'm doing, stamped me and different things for using their bloodline basically name. Now you got a lot of other people out here, take other people's names, just run with it. Don't even pay homage to the person name they got.
Exactly.
But everybody love them though, don't it? I ain't saying that, man. Go ahead, what you got to say about the brother Lamin JATA, man? That was so deep right there.
That was powerful, you know. That was my first time actually, you know, laying eyes on him, and you know, that was powerful, man. That's a lot of our family histories like that, man. That's why it's important to trace your roots, you know what I mean, to find out who you are.
And speaking of tracing your roots, everybody out there, you are Kunta Kinte. It's Kunta Kinte's in your family. It's the roots basically, tracing them.
Exactly. You know, like every single one of us is Kunta Kinte. The story has took place in all our families. Somebody in your family lineage has went through the same thing Kunta Kinte went through. It's the same stories. You know, mothers, fathers, kids, you know what I mean? All the ones of our ancestors that was enslaved is Kunta Kinte. And I just wanted to speak on what you just said about the name. See, African names, first of all, they are powerful names because they mean something. Each name means something. Names are spiritual. Names define you. Names, you know, precede your destiny. You see what I'm saying? So it's extremely important to realize what name you're taking and what name you're taking on.
Think about that, ladies and gentlemen.
That's spiritual.
That's for hip hop artists. That's for anybody. Think about certain type of names y'all take on, though.
Yeah, because whatever name you take on can either bring you positivity or it can bring you negativity. And you know, most of us got colonial slave names anyway, so you know, it'll be a good thing just to trace your family roots and think about changing your name and cutting off the slave master name, because that's negativity. You know what I mean? So, man, names are important, man. Spiritual.
I mean, and now we seen the video from the brother Lamin JATA, and you know, the brother Lamin JATA said he wanted to be here, you know, but he had to be at the movie as far as festival. I think far as like there's a screening of, I'm thinking the Roots thing he was telling me about. Yeah. But I have a live phone conversation with the brother Lamin JATA. You know, we chopped it up. This was a long conversation, so I had to edit, you know, get it edited down a little bit because we was talking about some powerful stuff. And I just want y'all to check out this video, man, this live conversation that I had with the brother Lamin JATA, the 10th generation of Kunta Kinte. Like I said, brother Lamin JATA, when you called me, I actually couldn't believe it, man, because you know, I just felt like that was a connection from the spirit that did that right there, you know, and it made me feel good because I'm talking to the 9th generation descendant of the real Kunta Kinte. Now, you know, in the United States, brother Lamin, a lot of people don't believe that Kunta Kinte actually existed.
That's right. You know, I go through that. You know, they said it's just a maiden name. You know, but the problem is, you know, for us, you know, that's another part of, you know, side effect of slavery is that, you know, you can't believe the truth, you cannot believe who you are. Yep. You know, you cannot, you know, claim your identity. You just always have to come with a way to make you feel, you know, uncertain or untrue to yourself. So for me, I don't look at those kind of things as a negative or attack or any other thing, because I know who I am. I know where I came from. I know, you know, this is a story that has been talking to me since I was little. You know, so I was born and raised on this story. This story affected my life the same as it affected any black person living in this country. And then, you know, but I accepted that, you know, I can, you know, let this story to, you know, tie me down. I was gonna honor them. I accept their sacrifice, the pain they went through. You know, I put myself in that pain. You know, all the angry or all the frustration I've been through in life. You know, but I came to a point that I said, I can honor them in a different way.
Yes.
I can respect their sacrifice in a different way. But I cannot let to choose myself to be a victim.
Yes.
Because I'm not a victim.
Yes.
You know, so that's why when I go around the country, you know, doing the films and, you know.
Yeah, speaking of the film, talk a little bit about the film, about what you doing as far as with that, with the film you got coming out and different things.
Yeah, you know, Roots is coming out and it's gonna be May 30th. You know,
it's gonna be on the history. It's gonna be on the History Station, right?
It's gonna be in the History Channel and Lifetime and A&E networks. You know, so. But it's coming out in Memorial Day.
And you have something to deal with that, right? The new Root Saga, right?
Right. I am a senior advisor and a senior consultant, you know, to the project, you know. So it's an honor for me also that to be part of it because, you know, thinking of the first one, you know, that I wasn't even allowed to see the first one, you know, because it was so passed on to my family. So now going back, you know, seeing this new one to see how it was made in New Orleans, you know, seeing the guys, you know, working aside with the TI, you know, a lot of people and all those people, you know, being on their side, you know, seeing them doing what, you know, what it means to be black, you know, I kind of feel the real pain, the demonstrate, you know, in my heart and my brain, you know, seeing everything. So I think, you know, I said to myself, this is gonna be the last, you know, film in Hollywood to do a slave movie for me. You know, I can do documentaries and other things, but I wouldn't be focusing on doing a slave movies again.
I can tell you, Brother Lamin, I can't wait to Roots come on the History Channel because I'm anxious to see it. I mean, you know, I've seen the first one so many times. I actually got the whole collection myself. You know, and when I was looking at this trailer to the new one, I was just, I really was like, whoa, it had me going. Like, I was like, this one looks real updated type, you know, versus the older one. The older one was good, but I seen a lot of parts I was seeing. Like, I think this generation can be able to relate to this one a little bit more. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. You know, yeah, it's because it's the generational gap we have. The younger generation don't know much about Kunta Kinte. That's why we had a documentary. We are on a tour on it. This Friday we will be showing in New York.
Okay.
So if anyone in New York, you know, you can just, you know, let them know we're gonna be in New York, you know, showing the documentary. Then already is in this film, the new one we have, you know, the descendants of Kunta Kinte, and then the island where he was in prison in Gambia, West Africa. You know, we named the island after him. The island used to be called James Island. It was named after a slave master. Wow. But now we call the island to James Island, and also Kunta Kinte Island. So, but honoring Kunta Kinte and the many of our African heroes who came through, you know, Africa, through the Atlantic slave trade to Maryland, to Virginia. So we honor them, you know, the 9 million of slaves who lived. You know, the ones we know on records. You know, 9 million of them lived. They came here. So your ancestors, you know, my ancestors, they all came from through there. But then Jermaine Jackson is part of this film from Jackson 5.
Okay.
He went all the way to Gambia. He's also part of there.
Wow.
There's another gentleman called Charles Jess. So it's a very powerful documentary. So we go taking it a tour. So hopefully I can bring it to Virginia also.
Yes.
You know, just connect to the community there, then we can do the screening there.
Yes, sir.
Because that's the home of Kunta Kinte. That's where he was buried.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's among my plans to visit there.
I definitely want to meet you and shake your hand, Brother Lamin. I definitely do, you know. And I'm from, you know, I live in Richmond, Virginia, so everything is so significant kind of for me because I was born and raised in which we call this is the first slave state I live in. And you know, all of my ancestors, because I did researches and lineage traces. All my ancestors trace back to West Africa. You know, so it's so much of a coincidence of everything that's going on basically right now. from me to have the name Kunta Kinte, the conscious comedian, as far as for me started doing comedy, I got a lot of people was knocking me. A lot of people didn't like what I was doing, going by my name. But just to have the generation descent from you, just to hear you say everything is okay with that, you like what I'm doing, thank you. I just want to honor you and tell you thank you, Brother Lamin, for that.
No problem. No problem. That's what I'm here for. I mean, everything is not gonna look beautiful in our sight, because the way we are unto ourselves.
Yes.
But I don't see anything wrong with it. I go through with that all the time. Yeah. I remember when I first got here, I go to the speaking and stuff. It got better now. The more I go every year, things are different. But you can't let that scare you.
Yeah.
You can't let that, take your feeling away from, because people gonna talk anyway.
Yes.
So yeah, that's how I see it.
Yes, sir, Brother Lamin. I thank you so much, man, for this, your time and your patience with me, just giving me a little interview for right now. Thank you, Brother Lamin, for this.
Thank you for having me, and yeah.
And I want to let you know.
I wish you all the all the best. Keep making people smile. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting connected to your roots, and your history. It's good.
Thank you so much, sir. That's so big coming from you though, because it means a lot to me, man. This coming from you, just knowing that you the generation descent that's still alive right now. Yes, we back on the K.Kinte show, man. That was, for me, man, that was kind of special right there, because that I paid homage, man. You know what I'm saying? And he blessed me, he stamped me, as far as with using the name, different things. See what I'm saying? Like, other people around, they ain't paying homage to people, man, taking people's names, stealing everybody's stuff, ain't even paying homage, man. I mean, what you got to say about the brother Lamin JATA? Because that's a deep brother, man.
I mean, that's a deep brother and everything, man. Like he's like many of our ancestors that come from West Africa, man. Like you could just hear his spirit by the way he talked.
Yeah.
It's the stories, man. The stories are the most important thing that we get from our ancestors, man, because they're spiritual, man. They hit the inner self. You see what I'm saying? Just like he said, man, you got to start tracing your roots in order to find out who you are. You know what I mean? Because a lot of black people walking around Richmond, Virginia, you do not know who you are. And the sad thing,
some people messing with cousins and cousins together. Y'all don't even know y'all kids.
Yeah,
that's how small Richmond is.
Yeah, so and then on a serious tip, because due to the domestic slave trade, the people here in Richmond, Virginia, you got heavy access to your roots. You see what I'm saying? All you gotta do is go into them Virginia archives, start tracing your roots. You know what I mean? Start doing your history on slavery, man. Trace your roots back, man. It'll make you feel better about yourself. Because people that don't know themselves, man, you just gonna be walking around here just doing all types of crazy stuff, man. You gotta find out who you are, man.
Now see, all this knowledge and all this exclusive history I'm bringing to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Only it would be on the K.Kinte show. You know what I'm saying? I do my research. Me and this brother, we do a lot of research as far as with our history. And we knew Black History Month was coming around, because I know people here, we don't care about our history too much.
Exactly.
Nothing. So, I just wanted to bring this episode for y'all, because I got the foolery for y'all. I know y'all been asking about Daryl and Goon Scully and all these other people. I got it for y'all, but I had to hit y'all with the Kunta Kinte tonight. You know what I'm saying? Why I go by that name. And I hope I broke it down as far as with everything. Now, I don't want to hear no promoters, no people that, you can't use that name. Exactly. You can't go by that name. We can't accept you use a damn lie now. I got stamped. I got my shit live. I just want to let people know, you know what I'm saying? Because when you got stuff, evidence, can't nobody say anything.
Nah, can't say nothing, man. It's a powerful thing to be connected to something that's very powerful than yourself. Yeah. And to be stamped and approved by it, it's the greatest feeling ever, man. And I salute you on that. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man, thank you, man.
Man, it's nothing like, you know what I'm saying, tracing your roots, man. You know what I mean? That's the moral of the story. Trace your roots.
And see, the funny thing is, when I was, growing up, man, a lot of people that know me, you know what I'm saying, I didn't tell a lot of people my name was Kinte. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, this from, you know what I'm saying, from being in school and different, I ain't really want, because my family always called me Kinte, Kunta Kinte, you know, and I used to be like, dang, I don't really know that name. But see, as I got older, I had to get deep into my roots and really understand why my name was Kinte.
Kinte, yeah.
You know, so I mean, it was a thing because a lot of people in school didn't even know his name ain't Kinte. Oh yeah, my name Kinte. Exactly. That's my name. That's on my birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? So I just let people know, man. We got get ready to wrap it up, man. I hope y'all really enjoyed this show right now about Kunta Kinte, about was he real or was he fake. I hope I broke it down. I hope this brother broke it down. Yeah. What you want to say, man? That the end of joint though on the names and the trace your lineage, roots, and break it down for people, man.
Get back into tracing your roots, man, because 9 out of 10, man, you're gonna find something very special, man, your family lineage. Because each of us, like we said earlier in the show, each of us got a Kunta Kinte in our family, man. And once you find out who that ancestor is in your family, man, do deep research, trace it all the way back to West Africa, man. And even think about changing your name. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told this brother earlier, man, African names mean something. You know what I'm saying? So get back into that, you know what I mean? And you might want to change your name. You see what I'm saying? So, just get back into your roots, man. Trace your roots, man. Your roots is the most important thing in your life because you got to have something to pass down to your future generation, your kids. Like, a lot of our families don't have nothing to pass down to their
and see, that's what brother Lamin JATA was saying too, about how a lot of people, they still do the real tradition of writing.
Yeah, exactly. The oral writing. Oral writing.
So we don't, we got computers and different things now. So how we trace our roots is kind of different.
Exactly. The oral research is the best research. That's so you can have something to pass down to your kids. You see what I'm saying? You know, right now, how many black folks, even in the United States, period, how many of y'all can say y'all have something to pass down to your kids besides ignorance? You see what I'm saying? So, get back into it. It's nothing wrong of being proud of your ancestral roots. Slavery is not bad. Because see, a lot of our people in Richmond, Virginia, they don't even want to talk about slavery. They think slavery is something that's just horrible, it's evil, man, that's showing the strength for your people, man.
This is the mecca of everything far as that happened with history.
Exactly.
You got to speak about Richmond, Virginia when everything went down.
Gets no bigger, man.
I mean, the wars, the slave trade, everything.
Everything can be traced back here, man.
And speaking of Virginia, even with the Kunta Kinte grave y'all seen far as with the whole family in Spotsylvania, the burial ground and different things. So Virginia is a big connection right now, man.
Yep.
And me and this brother, we just be trying to put the little history out there for y'all for Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if y'all taking it in. Do y'all enjoy that? We got 5 minutes in the show. We can go on ahead and get ready to wrap it up. I'd like to thank you, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Coming on, breaking some of that knowledge down that you got about, Kunta Kinte.
Thank you, man. Thank you for
getting the chance to meet Alex Haley, 9th generation grandson Michael Baker.
All those moments, man. I always remember those moments. They were special moments, man. It gets no better than that. I just want to give a shout out to the Shakur tribe. Shout out to the Republic of New Africa. Man, shout out to political prisoners. Free all political prisoners. Because you got half of these people running around here screaming this Black Power just because they done seen some entertainers start screaming Black Power, man. But we got political prisoners that's locked up, over 100, who was actually in the struggle, or the liberation struggle, man. Right political prisoners, man. And, that's basically all I have to say.
I mean, that's one thing I can say about you, bro. I mean, you a real brother, because when you talk about these political prisoners, I seen the letters that you got, that you write. You actually write a lot of people wouldn't believe the letters this brother got from political prisoners. Some of the big names, we don't have to go on and say it, but, so that's why I say I salute you, bro, for doing the job of holding political prisoners down.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I just want our people to get educated on political prisoners because they need you. Man, all you gotta do is write a letter. That's all they looking for is a letter, man. Letter and support. And, it's an honor to, communicate with a lot of these political prisoners that I look up to as heroes. You know what I'm saying? Some of them in my shirt, the Shakur, everybody, man, the whole tribe. You know what I'm saying? Free the whole tribe.
So we're gonna end the K.Kinte show like this, man. Make sure y'all come back and check it next week, 7:30, 8:30. Y'all know I'm gonna have the buffoonery for y'all because I know y'all tired of this. I already know. I got new videos, new skits. I heard everybody been going crazy about that House Nigga Awards, and I got some more for y'all. Trust me, I just had to drop it like this, man. Come back next week. I got the foolery for y'all. The K.Kinte show.
Free the land.